Okay, this is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh. I'm installing a Pennco 120. This is a 15B-120K. It's a Pennco ECR boiler. So I have for today the return and the supply. This is the pumping away method of Dan Holohan. So we're going to put a bushing here and a boiler drain. This valve is going to just shut off. We don't need isolation. This is a small house. This is to stop the water from going in the supply and push all the air out. So this is the same as the Dunkirk. We have the circulator pumping away. We're going to put a new feed valve up there. It's going to connect down in here with a T in the compression tank. Other than that, I'll have the completion soon. The old boiler's gone. It was an old American standard. And this is what the house calls for. So I'll have more footage as I go along. This is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC. Today is October 21. Now we completed this Pennco hot water boiler Series 5. This is 120,000 BTU input. This is 15B-120K. We're going to do the thermostat. You can see I have my draft gauge in there. So I'm going to refresh this again. This is the draft box. When you do a combustion analysis, you take it down here in before the dilution air. Dilution air gets in here, and then your draft measurement is taken over here after the dilution air gets in. The only time you would put the probe down here is if this is connected to the vent. The boiler is connected to its vent, like a power burner, oil burner, or a modification of a gas draft box that gets sealed off to make the appliance safe with a barometric damper. You do not take a draft reading with the dilution air in there. Excuse me. You do not take a draft reading down before the dilution air gets in. It gets taken after the dilution air up here. Okay, we're refreshing the case. I referred this I think a half a dozen times. I touched base on it every time. This is the supply. This is in the book of Dan Holohan. I didn't go upstairs to bleed one radiator. I filled it and left this off and bled the air out through here. Then the remaining air comes out of here. So we're going to verify. It shows we got slightly 12 pounds. This is the Caliphy. So we're above 10. It's right on the money. What else? And the new ECR boilers are equipped with the 007. They are using the energy efficient circulators. Now this electrical is going to be rerouted because it's in a bad area. But as you can see, I left this extra for the electrician. They're going to change the wiring here. This is a typical installation. I got to put an elbow here and a drip. But as of now, this is the finished product. It's a decent boiler. I don't like the ECR steam boilers. I'm going to try Peerless next time. Although the T's bullheaded, it shouldn't affect this. They didn't know at that time to split the supplies and make a manifold, but that's staying. So in the meantime, I'm going to get the thermostat on and turn this on, and I'll have the combustion test. Okay, we're going to do the combustion test here. Now, an important thing I seen, the guy that's doing this is in New York. He claims to be an HVAC guy. So where he got this idea was from a guy in Massachusetts. I'm not degrading him neither. He has the NCI certification. So this is the Testo 300. Can you see this? It tells you specifically that this gets started in fresh air for the reason to clean any of the CO remaining. After you shut this off, you drain the trap and you clean this, blow the water out of this. You do not start a combustion analyzer in a basement with indoor air. It gets started to the fresh air. The only reason that guy's doing that is because he watched the guy in Massachusetts. So when you start your analyzer, it's out in fresh air. And do yourself a favor, register with National Comfort Institute. They go all over. And get yourself certified. I keep saying that. I stand behind it. You will learn things that you don't know, that you think you know and you don't know. About gas pressures, air, and atmospheric vented appliance, 90%. But you do your own choice if you want to stay uncertified for this. Now, keep in mind, homeowners, if you're calling HVAC people in Pittsburgh, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that are advertising heating and air conditioning, they do not have the combustion certification. There's only a few companies. You want to ask if they're combustion analysis certified, draft testing, CO safety. If they're not certified, you should move on. You're taking your life in health at your own risk. Now what we're going to do is we bled this analyzer out in the fresh air. We're going to add the customer in here. Again, I'm not trying to degrade anybody. I mean, some of these people have more followers than me, but we, as you can see right now, we don't have no draft. So we're going to make sure we do. And now you get this Testo 300. It has a Rolodex in it. You can save your equipment and a customer. So if you're going back every year for maintenance, you just pull that name up, and you got your appliance and everything. Now another thing with this Testo 300, all of them, you should be getting this certified and calibrated back at Testo in Spartan, New Jersey, excuse me. Because if you don't have this calibrated, you know, in the court of law, you're hung. So we're going to add the heating. I don't want to We're going to add the measuring sight. You can put numerous measuring sights in here. So I call this hot water bore. For any use that don't know what's going on here. Okay. Ten. $21. 'And you put your fuel in and save it. Okay, so now we're going to start this up. Alright, so we're going to start this, and also you do not wait for the appliance to heat up when you're doing the analysis. Okay, this one I have to go around the other side. We had to cut the wall. This was a roll job. So we're going to throw that switch right here. Dampers open. Now, so you want to get this on the startup. He purged it, but it's got a short draft box, these ECRs. They're a real pain in the ass. The slant fin, they used to bring them down longer. I think it was a technique to make sure you don't take in excess air. We have ignition. Startup should not be more than 500. Older appliances may. Set my timer for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Counting down.
The boilers that are being installed atmospheric, they're tested in the manufacturer with a 5-foot tall chimney. So you should be able to say that. So you know you have to do a draft test. Now our oxygen looks good. You want to move the probe from end to end of the sections, you know, you want to. As long as the parts per million are low, oxygen can be 5, but preferably 6 to 9, not 4 to 9 for gas. 6 to 9. You start going below 5, you got problems. Carbon monoxide looks good. Now these hydrostats, this is, I think they're called the 4200. They make the 3200, you know, that is in a box. They're tuned to come on at 125 degrees, the circulator. So the burner will fire to heat up the water to eliminate condensation, and then it'll turn on the circulator until the water gets to 125. We do have a good draft. I don't know if you can see that over there. It's moving. It's about a 1.5. I can't see. So. I think you can see it there. So this is the commissioning of the brand new Pennco hot water boiler. For years, I worked for people, they walk away from these, turn them on and leave. You walk away from this, you don't know what can happen, you know, you're taking a big chance. So we got about 6.5, 6.3 oxygen, 6.2. I'm scrolling along each side of the heat exchanger for the burners. About 23 parts per million, looks good. Looks like we're in good shape. We got another 5 minutes. It's making it rise. Now the circulator just came on. And then it'll shut off and heat up the water some more. We're going to save this. This looks good. Okay. Now we're going to take a draft test. on there on this digital. Very quiet bore. The only thing I don't like about this, you have to pull the whole tray out to clean the burners, but I get a compressor. This stays pretty clean. So right now, this is showing, if you can see here, showing, you know, between 0.1 to 1.5. It's good. That's what you want to be. Anything excessive is no good. So we're going to change this to draft measurement. Okay, we're going to pull this out, and then we'll calibrate, and we're going to do a draft test. They don't make the Dwyer air meter no more, okay? So again, I watch these videos. I'm not trying to be a smart ass. Okay, these numbers here on this draft reading, I saw the guy specifically tell a bunch of people, 4,000 followers or whatever. It's not the way it is, so it's wrong. So the number 20 in the next one, or not your draft. The draft would be the minus, from the left end, minus 0.0. As you can see, the basement is positive. That's good. Your basement wants to be positive. So this thing's sucking in. Okay. Now it's negative, positive. This can tell you if you have a negative or positive basement. So we're going to put this probe with this in here. Okay. Now as you can see, we have a minus 0.02. These digital ones sometimes are goofy. This 0 over here should be a number. It's not registering. So the air meters are good. See, it's positive, negative. You don't have any doors open, do you? Okay. Now it's negative. It's supposed to be negative. So the draft gets taken up here. As you can see, it's showing nothing. So we're going to stop this. You might have to calibrate. You can't, as you can see the Pennco come on. Can you see the red light? It's tuned to 125. Okay, so we're going to put this probe, I calibrated it again. Okay. This also does the ambient. CO ambient. This is coming down now. You also should be carrying your personal. I have this Citron. I still have the Tesla. I like this because it clamps on. But in the meantime, we're clear here. We're going to finish the test. It's working good. You can do a PDF. I leave this with the job. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my manometer here. I want to see what it tells me on here. This filled piece. I'm going to set the units. I have to get the probe for this. I had it. I don't know what I did with it. So we're going to use this fill piece digital. To see what we get. Actually, we can use the other hose. I don't think they give me those. So we're going to put this in here. It's basically registering the same. Mine is 0.02. It's not as accurate, but you can use a manometer. Okay. So we're gonna put this on here. And that should conclude the ceremony here. In the meantime, we're going to set the columnizer. So this is the hydrostat. I believe they said 4200. It's custom. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to show this to the homeowners, but in the meantime, this is another boiler install. As you can see, I've done. This is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh. I'm going to put this drip on and be finished. You have any hydronic, hot water, steam, heating, problems, draft, combustion, CO problems, give me a call. Until the next boiler, arrivederci.